We are going live. Oh, we are going live. I think I'm live. Oh, yeah. Hello, everybody. Welcome to live stream number 16. Today, I am going to be talking about the latest news and updates about our plans to take our lovely healthy selves and our holistic, I can't even say the words, our holistic loveliness all the way to Spain. You know, there's still so much uncertainty, and it's turning into a minefield of information and choices and hurdles to leap over and hoops to jump through, and we just have no idea how it's all going to turn out. It's very exciting, so I will reveal all about that. There will also be a huge announcement about something happening very, very soon, and of course there will be a song at the end, as always. But the biggest question is, where's Liz? Where's Liz? She's not here. She seems to be on the chat over there somewhere. Is there something wrong? Is there something wrong? And why do I have a back scratcher? Back scratcher! Find out in 30 seconds after I do this. Now, normally Liz does the bell, but I'm going to have to hold it and clean my teeth like this and see if this works. Here we go. And la 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 la. That almost worked. Welcome to the Liz Skatz channel. There, I can put that down until later and I'll do the song. Now, before I begin, as usual, I'm going to ask you to hit that like button and subscribe and click on the little bell. Ding! If you click on the little bell, you'll have a choice of getting notifications of when the next video or live stream is coming out. You really don't want to miss out on all the fun and the information that we have for you about Spain or your health and well-being. If you have any questions or comments, use the chat box wherever that is, or leave a comment below and we will respond. We love to hear from you. So, where's Liz? Well, poor Liz is sitting in the dark at the moment because she's got a horrible, horrible migraine, and this great big studio light in front of me would be really painful for her. So please send her all your love, won't you? And all kisses for a speedy recovery and things like that. She would really love to be here from you, chatting away, I'm sure. Oh, we have some messages. Ah, lovely. There we are. And she'll be back next week, I'm sure, full of beans, although we don't eat those anymore because there's too many carbs in beans. Anyway, it's an expression. I'll carry on. Today you have just me, dear little shrunken me. Well, not quite as shrunken as I was before Christmas, because my weight now is around 154 pounds, which is only 11 stone. I mean, that's still 63 pounds lighter than January 2020. And I'll be back down to the target weight of 147 pounds by sometime in March, or maybe Easter, probably. That's my weight loss update for the week. If you want to know more about how Liz and I lost over 110 pounds between us, then all you have to do is find our keto fasting and weight loss playlist, which is one of the top ones. I think it might be the top playlist when you look at our account. Where you'll find loads of great videos giving you all the information you need, and if you can't find the exact thing you're looking for, you just have to ask and we'll give you a link to the exact video that you need, or we'll just tell you what you want to know. We've done lots of research and we've found the experts who've done the science, so ask away. If we don't know, then we will tell you we don't know yet, and we'll do the research, or we'll point you to the right doctor or person who is in the know about keto and fasting. There are plenty of people around the world doing keto and fasting these days. It's not a fad, and it's been something that there's been a lot of research into over the whole of the 20th century, I'm sure. So I told you there was going to be a big announcement, and I was right. I wasn't lying, you know. I'll tell you that in about 30 seconds, because I want to tell you about something I did today that I'm very, very proud of. Because Luna, otherwise known as Pippity Scatterdog, who I'm sure you've met on this channel, has been escaping from our garden here into the boggy field behind and getting very dirty. That's very naughty of her. She's a very experimental dog. She likes to go on little adventures. which is, I mean, she's a puppy. She has to do those kind of things. But worst of all, she gets so dirty because there's a big channel full of water behind the fence, and also she doesn't come back when she's called. But I mean, she's normally very good at that. But if she gets distracted sometimes, by something important, something that's got a smell, anything really. I mean, yeah, bless her. She likes to smell things, and she gets just distracted. And she's a dog, And I've done 2 videos recently about be like a dog. They're called Be Like a Dog and Be Like a Dog 2. And you'll see why Pippity likes to smell things, because she lives in the moment. That's one of the things I told you about on those 2 videos. Have a look at them. The first one, I bark like a dog quite a lot, and I wear a furry hat. And it's worth a laugh. And there are lots of pictures of dogs. If you like pictures of dogs and film of Pippity, then that's a good one to watch. The second one is an extension. It doesn't have any pictures of dogs or any film of Pippity. I just put it together and added a load of new things that dogs do that can help you in your health and your well-being. And I really enjoyed it, and I think it's still an engaging thing to watch, so even though it hasn't got dogs in it. So have a look at both of those and leave comments on it, and like that one as well, and that will be very pleasing. We need your likes, and we need your subscriptions, and we need you to watch all of these videos so that we get loads of watch hours. Yes, anyway, what did I do about all of this? I said this was going to take 30 seconds, but as usual, I've gone off on a tangent. So today I went out just down the road, actually, to the agriculture supplies place down there, and I bought some sheep fencing. Now, that's not for sheep who fight like this with swords. No. On guard! So, no, it's wire fences to keep sheep in or out of somewhere, and it works for dogs too, because the gaps are only about like that, although a sheep would probably put its head through like that, but Pippity's slightly cleverer than that. Anyway, and I've put it all the way along the hedge where the gaps are, about 25 metres worth of fencing, and it's really thick, big, heavy stuff. It's about 2 foot tall, I think, and it's covered all of those gaps up, and I've tied it to the hedge as well. And now I'm really proud of this, because I'm not really a labourer. I mean, I've got guitarist's thumbnails for a start, and I do puppetry. I've got soft hands. I'm an artist. I'm not a builder. I'm a lover, not a fighter. So I'm really very, 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 very proud of what I've done. I managed to unroll this really heavy 50 yards roll of thick wire fence and fix it all the way along the hedge in the rain, because it's stormy out there today. Yes, me. I'm as amazed as you are. Let's see if there are any messages coming in. Oh, yes. Liz is talking to Kate. I'll just let you have a chat. Fabulous imagery of sheep fencing. Thank you, my darling Liz. And Heather as well. Big love to you. Thank you so much. So where was I? Oh, yes. The big announcement. Now, we have seen that there are lots of people out there who only want to know from us exactly how they can move to Spain, just like we are. So I've decided that I'm going to do a second live broadcast on the weekend, which will be dedicated to informing you and entertaining you about visiting and emigrating to Spain. I will be interviewing, yes, I'll be interviewing lawyers and estate agents and people who've already settled in Spain, people who've set up businesses there, people who've travelled around to different regions. I'll be giving you information like all the things you wished you'd known before you moved, and stuff like that. What it's really like settling in a new country, the pitfalls and the excitement, how much money you need to live on. We'll probably talk about taxes and pensions and all that kind of stuff as well. I'll find out what the Spanish people think of the English. Yes, I'll be interviewing some real Spanish people too. Sometimes in a little bit of Spanish, maybe Spanglish, because I've been trying my best to learn Spanish. What I might do is even give you some basic Spanish lessons every week, because the first thing that you need to do when you're moving to Spain, or even going there on holiday, is learn some Spanish. Really, really important. And I mean, it's a nice thing to do for the locals. You get somebody who's Spanish coming here, and they don't expect you to know Spanish. They expect to have learnt English. And if they come to Ireland, some of them have even learnt Irish too, which is brilliant. Even I've not learnt very much Irish, and I've been here for 8 years, and I'm very ashamed of that. Sorry, Ireland. It's not often you get the chance to use it here. I've sung a song in Irish before, and that was lovely to sing. Actually, I loved singing in Irish. Anyway. So this whole new thing at the weekends, it's going to be amazing, and along the way I'll be making friends with lots of you out there, and we'll be making contacts in Spain before we arrive, and once we've arrived we'll be bringing some of the Spanish people onto the show in the very room that we're broadcasting from. If you are out there and thinking of moving to Spain, or you're in Spain, or you're one of those people I've been talking about, and you have something to contribute to any of that, then talk to me in the comments below, or send a message to the Liz Skatz channel, and definitely subscribe and click on the bell, because then you will get notifications. All of this will be starting either this coming Saturday or the following week. I will let you know. If you've subscribed and you get the notifications, then you'll be the first to know when the new show will begin. You'll have noticed, hopefully, that our live streams are numbered in order of the weeks that we do them. This is number 16. We're going to keep on numbering these Wednesday streams with the whole numbers, but the weekend ones will be numbered with a letter A after the number. So it'll be like, for example, if we start this weekend, it will be 16A. That way you'll be able to keep track of all of them, and they'll all have a summary in the description telling you what exactly I'm covering each week and who I'm interviewing. And there will be a separate playlist for the weekend broadcasts. If you are one of those people who only want to watch the weekend ones, then you'll be able to just look at that playlist, and you'll be able to find it straight away. So that's all very exciting. We've also got in the playlists, if you didn't know, a free yoga playlist that Liz is just creating at the moment. So once the migraines got healed, so you'll be able to follow some real yoga classes every day for free. And we already have free meditations that you can play anytime. That it's Liz doing the meditations and me doing the music. So enjoy those and do play them all the time. That will not only help your wellness and your health, it will help us to get more watch hours. So thank you so much. Now then, what about our plans for Spain? As you might have guessed, this picture behind me this week is of Spain. Now, I don't know exactly where it is. Obviously, there's big mountains in there, so I'm hoping it's going to be somewhere in Andalusia, but there's an awful lot of trees in the foreground, and there aren't as many trees in Andalusia. Well, I don't know. There'll be enough, I suppose. Though there are woods and forests in the south of Spain as well. I was thinking it might be somewhere up north, because there are the high mountains, the Picos de Europa, up there. But these ones do look a little bit like the Sierra Nevadas, which is near Granada, one of the regions that we're hoping to look at anyway. So, the plans. What have we learnt recently? Well, as I was saying, there's lots of confusion, there's loads of uncertainty, and there's lots of reasons for that. Now, Liz has just said, yeah, looks like the Picos de Europa. It does, doesn't it, actually? Yes, we went there back in, what year did we go to the Picos de Europa? Back in 2008, maybe? 2007, possibly. We went to France and Spain both of those years. And Liz is talking Spanish, and then, hello, please, thank you, and I'm sorry, it's fabulous. Lo siento. So, yes, I'm getting sidetracked by the chat. You lot carrying on in the chat. So, lots of reasons for the uncertainty. First of all, Brexit, the obvious one. Even the people whose jobs it is to deal with the immigration and the visas and the residency and the taxes, etc., they're all waiting to see what happens when the new rules are tried out. I mean, a lot of them have seen the rules, but they just don't know how it's going to work with all of the different kinds of people who want to move. There's people who are retired, and there's different things about pensions whether they've people who already own a property over there, whether they own a property in the UK, if they've got some money coming from some kind of employment from the UK, does that count towards the money that they need, etc. There's frustration on all sides, and especially about the autonomo, or the self-employed visa, because nobody's yet applied for it. So at least not that we know of in the region that we're going to be in, because a lot of the places are closed, and they're basically not taking anybody from outside the EU, which includes the UK, until after the summer. We think that's what a Spanish government that's what a Spanish government person announced sometime in the news last week that I read, and I don't know how that's going yet. So we're waiting to hear from our good friend Chris at Upsticks over in Spain, when we speak to him in the phone call, probably sometime in March. So there's frustration on all sides. That's a common theme of Brexit, and it's a common theme of the lockdown and COVID, which are another two things I'll come to in a minute. There's also the uncertainty of the house sale. That's the thing that's making my inheritance and this adventure possible. The lockdown is slowing everything down. I know it's the same wherever you are in the world. I'm sure there's a backlog of sales. I know certainly in the UK, and we're over here in Ireland, unable to help the rest of my family, my siblings, and I've always been a little bit on the outside anyway, geographically. Sometimes, I always seem to have been busy with work and on the weekends when everybody used to get together. And I've always been a bit of the black sheep of the family. A lot of my brother, my older brother, and my father and my grandfather, they were all the scientists, and there's carried on being some scientists in the family. But I was the artistic one, and so I was called the black sheep. And also the geographical distance now that we've moved to Ireland, combined with the travel restrictions, it's just exacerbating. There's a nice word. It's exacerbating the whole feeling of isolation that I feel out here, and I don't want to push for answers, because they, I'm sure, feel exactly the same way that I do. There are no answers at the moment, because the solicitors are probably just saying we're just waiting, and everything's moving very, very slowly. Now, there's something that the UK government did last year, was they removed stamp duty for all properties under about $500,000, which meant that there was a huge surge in people wanting to buy houses before the end of this March coming, when that stamp duty thing runs out, and they'll have to pay stamp duty on, in the thousands on property that's over a certain amount. So that's something that's happening in the UK now. A big, what's the word? Where you come to like a bit in the road that narrows. I don't know what it's called. We used to have a Scalextrics track that used to have a thing that used to go in like that, and the cars would crash if they came together at that point. That's the same kind of thing. So the other things that's full of confusion at the moment, the exchange rate. There's no way of knowing exactly what money we're going to have, and that's going to make a lot of difference when it comes down to the smaller things, especially. And we don't know. Michelle's on there. Hello. Oh, she says, I know the feeling. Not seen my family for nearly a year now. Yeah, it's the same for so many of us, isn't it? And it's awful. We've had some Zooms with the family, and we do talk a lot. We've got a what do you call it? A WhatsApp, a chat thing where we've got a siblings one of those, and a more extended family one. So we do talk on that, but no, it's not the same as being in the same room, is it? And I missed the hugs, especially from my daughters, and we have grandchildren that we haven't been able to give a hug, and that's sad. So when it comes to the money, you've got to have, when you move over to Spain from somewhere outside the EU, you've got to have this amount of money, this block of cash in the bank, to prove that you can survive, basically. And that's for the first year if you're If you're a couple like we are, it amounts to something like 33 and a bit thousand, and you need double that going into your second year, because you get a visa for 2 years after that, and then after the end of year 3 you need to do another 2-year visa, and you need to have an amount of money in the bank there, and you need to be earning a certain amount from your self-employment. So it's all very complicated, and we're still trying to go through all of the different amounts that we need, but of course we don't know how much exactly we'll have, and we don't know how much exactly we'll earn in the first year, but we have to make a business plan. So it's all very complicated. Yes, Michelle, thank God for WhatsApp, she says. Thank you for all your comments and all your chat, by the way. There's more chat than ever before. And thank you all for listening in. The number of views is going up. So do stick to the very end. It's been 20 minutes so far. I'll just keep on going. And I won't keep you for too long, but do listen to the very end. That'll be lovely. So what we've been researching recently is, do we just keep an amount of money in the bank, or can we invest in something, in some shares? We're not going to invest in GameStop at the moment, although wouldn't it be lovely to make as much as all those people have made and all the hedge fund people have lost, which would easily buy us a house and get us a golden visa if we'd done that. But as I've seen today, the price is plummeting at the moment, and the GameStop people are all they're all hanging on, and they're all even buying more shares just to try and keep the thing steady, or even going back up again. And it's interesting to watch. There's going to be a film all about this. The Hollywood have been getting in touch with all of these guys. I don't know if you've seen the story on the news, but it's an amazing story. It's the first time the hedge funders have been played at their own game by a bunch of small investors. If you read what have I been going on Reddit, that's where they've been communicating with each other, this bunch of people. And if you look on Reddit in the favourites, the most popular, they're one of the most popular things that people are looking at the moment. And it's funny to read, because they're just a bunch of gamers, but they've decided that, and they've got this feeling like they are the 300 Spartans doing something. It's a revolution. So it's good to watch. So we don't know if we invest in something safer than that, obviously, and if we do that, does that money that we've invested count as part of the lump sum that we need to have, or do we have to have money that's just there in a bank? And can we do the same? Can we buy property to rent off, and does the value of the property count, or is it just the money that you're getting from rental that counts, and how much of that money? Obviously you've got to pay tax on it, and I think you only get 75% of it, of the value of what you're getting anyway. So that's just something that I've read sometime in the year 2020, and I don't know how true it is. So these are things that we're going to find out from accountants, from estate agents, from lawyers, from various other people. So wet the whistle, that's better. So what else is causing confusion? COVID, of course. Fear has been building here locally. The vaccine. Oh, yeah, some information from Liz there in the comments. The bank, we get charged and only 0.05% in interest, which is pants. Yes, we wouldn't. We wouldn't get. Yeah, we wouldn't grow much if the money was just in the bank. So, COVID. Yes, there's COVID has definitely hit us here at this very small corner of Kerry, and there's a bit of fear locally. The vaccine could be a little while away, for Liz especially. It might not be until next year. Mine is timetabled more or less for some time in April, it says, when I look online and put my circumstances in there, because I have a pre-existing condition, the diabetes. Even though I've beaten it, I've still been diagnosed once as diabetic, so I'm still registered as diabetic. There's a nice chat going on between Michelle and Liz. I'll just leave that going on. There we go. You can look at these chats. Do you know what? When we publish these videos online, I can't see the chat anymore as you watch the video. Can any of you let us know in the comments below? Don't let us know in the chats, because I can never see the chat afterwards. But I've ticked the little box that says, yes, leave it so you can see the chat going on when you're watching the video back afterwards. So I don't know what's going on there, but we'll fix that one day. So we don't know how this vaccine thing is going to affect our plans. Do we have to have got the vaccine before we travel? We don't know. We'll find out. Lockdown fever is a thing that's grabbing us. It's certainly grabbed us over this part of the winter because of the seasonal affective disorder and everything. And I wrote in my diary the other day, I've been keeping a diary absolutely every day. I think this year, I did start a diary in 2020 when we started this whole channel off, but I let it go. But I'm definitely keeping this going now because it's giving me thoughts about what to do on the live streams, and it'll especially give me thoughts on what to do for the Saturday or Sunday live streams. So I was saying anyway in my diary that it feels like every day is a Sunday. And Douglas Adams had this line that he made into the title of a book, "The Long Dark Tea Time of the Soul," which is a wonderful expression. And it's that Sunday afternoon feeling when you've read the paper end to end, these big newspapers that used to read. Now it's all online for us. And you'd be there with a full stomach, and and just eating biscuits for the rest of the day, and it's just those long sunny afternoons, and it just feels like the week's never going to begin, or whether it's the week ending, or you just don't know. Anyway, that's what the lockdown has been like for a lot of us, I suppose, and we haven't worked properly for all of that time, although I am now starting some online work with schools, but no payment for that for quite a long time, because it's all sort of grant money that'll come in dribs and drabs later on. But anyway, that puts in mind the PUP payments, the pandemic unemployment payment. That's supposed to be ending at the end of March. We don't know, will it really end, or will they extend it, because this pandemic is not over. We don't know also about travel. We need to get over there, really. I mean, I wouldn't feel totally comfortable just running over to Spain, having already paid a deposit on a place that we haven't seen properly and touched the bricks of. So we really need a preview trip, a reconnaissance mission. And really, because, as I said before, nobody from outside the EU can get to Spain before the end of the summer. So how are we going to do that, and then fit in all the rest of the things we need to plan and get there before the end of October, which is when the ferries stop going, and they stop going then, and then you've got to wait until March before we get over, and that's going to affect the removals van getting over as well, so they can't go between the end of October and some point in March. Do we lease a van instead? We can't hire one, because if you hire a van in Ireland, you can't drive it abroad. So that's not allowed. Is it the same with a lease? We don't know. Could we borrow somebody's van? I don't know. Do we just buy an old van? Because removals are really expensive. I got a quote for removals last year sometime, and I'm sure it was about 2,500. But now the quotes we're getting are hugely expensive, and I don't know if that's because of Brexit or because we just haven't found the right firms yet, the ones that I looked at last year. I don't know. Or did I put in the wrong volume of goods? I don't know. And Michelle saying, take me with you. Yes, you'll be welcome at any time, of course. Anybody that's been watching us since now will certainly be welcome. And so, yeah, there's all of those things. I mean, these are mad things to complain about. I'm not really complaining about them. I'm just going on about the uncertainty of it all, because, well, really, it's an exciting thing, isn't it, for us to be talking about? And if any of you are wanting to be doing this in the future, yes, please do follow this weekend news show. That, there's going to be uncertainty for all of you, and we hope that we can help you. And all of these complaints and uncertainties that are going through our heads now are going to be the things that we're going to find answers about, and we'll be able to tell you and help you so that you don't have that uncertainty and those worries when you make the same decision to move to Spain. So, and we keep thinking that why are we so special that we deserve to highlight our own issues and broadcast them? Well, I mean, that's the thing. We don't feel like we are all that special, but we know that there's a value in what we're doing for somebody here, even if it's only what we're doing with making connections with people who are feeling the same frustrations that we are. And hopefully by expressing it, it's like singing the blues. We're exercising the demons of frustrating uncertainty, and there has to be an outlet for it. And this is ours. I mean, and if we couldn't do this, then we'd be going out and having snowball fights or hailstone fights or rain fights, as it would be at the moment. Or we'd be doing what students all over the UK and Ireland are doing, which is saying, oh, forget it, I'm bored, let's just go out and have a party, and spreading this awful virus even further. So, yeah, those are the uncertainties. And there's so many things. So, yes, all that, I'll leave that chat going on between Michelle and Liz. You can read it yourselves. There's some wonderful stuff being talked about. I'll just get on. I don't know, maybe I should read it for a bit. Sorry, it feels antisocial, me looking over here, but I've got a second screen on which I can see all of the chat here because it's got bigger writing. It would be great if it stopped raining. Sick of the rain, says Michelle. Absolutely. I mean, I don't know, if you're not in this part of Ireland, you can probably hear it raining from where you are, because it really is thundering down. What's your favourite quote then, Michelle? Don't wait for the storm to pass, learn to dance in the rain. Oh, that's lovely. And Billy Connolly used to say, there's no such thing as bad weather, just the wrong kind of clothing. And I went out in the rain today. It wasn't raining as bad as it is now, but with Pippity Scatterdog, and I took her for a run out there. I wasn't running, she was. And I just wore a good coat, and I've got this hat that's woolly on the inside and rainproof on the outside with a big peak, and that was perfect. And it was windy. Unfortunately, it's got a click-on strap at the bottom, so it was absolutely perfect for that. Dancing in the rain. I do have a song. Oh, did I freeze for a minute then? I'm sorry. It says I've got an excellent connection here. And hello, Thomas. Good to have you on here. She says, he says, if I were to win the lottery, I'd sponsor your golden ticket. My word. Well, I hope you win, because that would be wonderful. You need 500,000 for the golden ticket. And until then, the humble Patreon will have to do. Thank you so much, Thomas. That's a really good help. Your patronage is absolutely wonderful. And there's always a way, he says. And that's very true. We've got a whole set of quotations as one of our videos online, and there are some wonderful ones that go along those same lines. Questions about something other than Spain. What is Brexit doing to our diet? This is for the health and well-being section of this live stream. We took a shopping trip to the big supermarket in Killarney. Now, I don't know if we were taking a risk there. I think that we're allowed trips to the supermarket. We have a supermarket in town here, but a lot of the stuff that we really need for the keto stuff that we're eating a lot, we can't get here, or if we can get, it's in very small packets and it's hugely expensive. A lot of the nuts that we eat a lot, you just can't get them. But whereas if you go to Lidl or Aldi, you get these big packs of nuts for not very much money. So we eat a lot of that, and the cheeses, especially the cheeses from abroad. We got to the cheese aisle in the big supermarket, I won't mention the name of it, and none of our favourites were there. There was no Gorgonzola, there was no Saint Agur, there was no the red Leicester that they have in that shop is absolutely delicious, and there was none of that. Cheeses from England, I guess, and we said to the people in the shop, what's happened? And they looked on their little machines and said, no, none of that in stock, none of that in stock. We've not had any of it in stock. And they all went, Brexit. And saucisson, there was no saucisson. All of these things, like we should be getting the European foods through, I mean, we should be getting them directly from Europe, but maybe all of these things travelled via the UK. I don't know. There were no jars of jalapenos, as that's properly Spanish. There we go. There were no jars of them, and I love them. And I've only got 3 left in the house, but you know, I like to have a whole cupboard full of those. These, of course, are first world problems, and I know, yes, to complain about them is to say how privileged we are that we live in such a society where we can get jars of pickled jalapenos and saucisson from France and all kinds of salamis from Spain and Italy. They had chorizo, fortunately, because I eat that until it comes out of my ears. And yes, anyway, that's the first world problems. I think I'll just sing a song now, unless there's any questions. Do any of you have any questions? Yes, Liz, no saucisson. I know that's Liz's favourite. I'm the one who eats all the chorizo. We have found this Polish sausage that I can't remember the name of. We found that in Lidl. It's funny, I'm mentioning the name of Lidl, but I didn't mention the name of the other supermarket. Other supermarkets are available. It was Tesco. I don't care. That's the huge supermarket in Killarney. There's one in Tralee too. And yeah, I don't suppose anybody's got all of these meats. Sorry, Michelle, I'm making Michelle hungry now. I know. I've had such a big dinner. What did I have? Oh, I had duck. Oh, confit of duck. You can still get that. And that's a French dish. So I suppose some things are available. There are still meats. We still have a butcher. Although here in Kersavine, we only have 1 butcher left. There's at least 2 butchers have closed down in the last year or so. Thank you, Kate. Don't forget to like the video, folks. Make sure you click on the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe now and click on the bell. Ting! I don't even have to say ting now when we've got these, but I like to say ting because at some point we're going to have t-shirts with ting on them, and which I'm sure people from America won't buy, because I think there's a phone company called Ting in America, and we'll be advertising them, and I don't want to do that, but maybe we'll do something, a ting with the Liz Skatz logo on there, which I should have up in the mountains behind me, shouldn't I? Over there. That would be good. I'll put that on for next week. So, any questions? We've still got the victualler. Oh yes, we have. There is that other shop. Do they sell meat as well? Ting, says Kate. Beautiful. The victualler. It's a great name for a shop, isn't it? You'd think they'd be selling wine in there. Victuals. We need our victuals. I think that's what they used to call it in the James Herriot vet books. You need your victuals, except they didn't speak with a West Country accent like that. Anyway, yes. Ding! So, I'm going to sing a song that is not one of the... Well, actually, I was going to say it's not one of the songs from before 1925, but it is. It is, but it's not one of the ones that I'd been looking at, one of these really old songs that you kind of sing around the piano in the parlour that we've been singing for the last few weeks. This is an Irish song, but it is a 19th century Irish song, so it still falls in the realm of the public domain. So I will sing this one for you. I'll take a wee dram of this vodka first. It's just water. And actually I wanted to... Back scratcher! Back scratcher! I thought I'd do that a second time. This was a Christmas present that was in my stocking. It was a big long stocking that we got this year. Anyway, and I wanted to show you this as well. I'm just going to move this thing out of the way because I want to be able to see it on the screen, because this is now it's a greeny colour, so as you can see it's reacting to the green screen chroma effect. But it's a blow-up fish. It's a blow-up fish. Here we go. I just like it so much, I thought I'd show you. There you go. And if I put him up to the sky, you can see the mountains through him. He's got his little... Look at his little face. Oh, look at his little face. There. Whee! There we go. Anyway, that's enough of the fish. If you can think of a name for him, then come up with a name. Please do. I'm going to sing. I'll Tell Me Ma When I Get Home. And I will be putting this also on the separate little playlist for songs. So you can listen back to all of these old songs that we do at the end of all of our live streams on Wednesday evenings. Don't forget to tune in every Wednesday. Put the date in your diary. If it's not in your diary, then make sure you've subscribed and clicked on the bell. Everybody say ding again, and you will get notifications. We do tend to email and text and send WhatsApp notifications out as well, just in case you forget, because people do. They're not always on YouTube. Anyway, I'll stop blabbering and get on with it. So I'm just going to get rid of that burp first, because that won't be very good. So for the people who are just tuning in to the song part, this song is called I'll Tell Me Ma When I Get Home. Sing along if you know the words. I'll tell me ma when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. They pulled my hair and they stole my comb, that's alright till I go home. She is handsome, she is pretty, she is the belle of Belfast City. She is a court and a 1, 2, 3, please won't you tell me who is she? Woo! Albert Mooney says he loves her and all the boys are fighting for her. They knock at the door and they ring at the bell, saying, oh my true love, are you well? Out she comes as white as snow, rings on her fingers, bells on her toes. Old Jenny Murphy says she'll die if she doesn't get the fella with the roving eye. I'll tell me ma when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. They pull my hair and they stole my comb, that's alright till I go home. She is handsome, she is pretty, she is the belle of Belfast City. She is a court and a 1, 2, 3, please won't you tell me who is she? Woo-hoo! Let the wind and the rain and the hail blow high and the snow come tumbling from the sky. She's as sweet as apple pie and she'll get her own lad by and by. When she gets a lad of her own, she won't tell them more when she gets home. Let them all come as they will, for it's Albert Mooney she loves still. I'll tell me ma when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. They pull my hair and they stole my comb, that's alright till I go home. She is handsome, she is pretty, she is the belle of Belfast City. She is a court and a 1, 2, 3, please won't you tell me who is she? I'll tell me ma when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. My hair and they stole my comb, that's alright till I go home. She is handsome, she is pretty, she is the belle of Belfast City. She is a court and a 1, 2, 3, please won't you tell me who is she? Oh yes, and that of course is an Irish song, and that's for all of the Irish people who think that that we're just leaving the sinking ship. We're not. This is not a sinking ship. We love Ireland, and we're not moving because we want to run away from Ireland. We're moving because this has kind of always been a dream for us to end up in a nice hot country when we retire, and the circumstances that we're going through have just pulled it forward in time, and hopefully we'll be able to make it this year, and who knows, it might be next year. So we will keep you informed, and I'm just going to say thank you very much now. Oh, I'm getting loads of applause, isn't that lovely, in the chats. Don't forget to leave some comments and talk to us in the comments below if you're watching this back afterwards. Thank you so much. You have been a marvellous audience, and tell us what you want to hear about in the next live stream. So I'm going to leave you with peace and with love, and take care of yourselves, look after yourselves, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now, and end stream.